What's good, everybody? This is Trox.
It's your boy Reese.
What up with your man? I'll tell you what's up. The leaves are finally turning. It's still hot as hell out in LA, but football is on every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday again. And people are going to get costumes because it is Halloween. And so y'all know we got to do a theme centered around one of my favorite seasons of the year. And so this next upcoming episode, you want to come back, you need to subscribe, because we are going to go back to the home state and we are going to get into some of that good old school North Carolina folklore. We're bringing to you some of the creepiest, scariest, ghostly folklore that North Carolina has to offer. But like I said, that's next episode, so make sure you subscribe as we get into that one. But first, we need to get into today's episode. And in order to do that, Reese, I gotta ask you, do you remember a movie that came out while we were in high school? And it features Naomi Watts, and she's playing an investigator, and she's trying to save her ex-husband and her kid by investigating a mysterious videotape that seems to be dropping folks off left and right within 7 days.
Ooh, I believe this one had me unplugging my VCR. I wasn't taking no parts in this.
Bro, I was not watching any custom tapes, any burnt VHSs with no labels on them. Nah, bro, I wasn't doing it after this movie.
Are we good? Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Bootleg man. I'm good.
I'm good, Mr. Bootleg man. You're not gonna come over here and hit me with the ring.
Oh yeah.
So obviously you remember that movie, but even better, did you know that movie was based on real events?
I didn't.
Well, we're about to get into that.
Of course it is, you know. Come on.
All right, but before we get into that, we got to get into today's sponsor, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with The Ring, they end up throwing that little girl down a well. No spoiler alerts. That movie is 19 years old at this point.
Yeah, we ain't sponsored by that water. That water is his own water. We don't deal with that water.
No, we're not drinking no well water that a little girl was thrown down in. But no. In order to stay hydrated, we do get our daily consumption of water, and that is what today's episode is brought to you by good old school H2O. We want you all to drink up, and we want potential sponsors to reach out to us so we can fill this up with a real ad. But until then, I am completely okay with getting my drink on with some good old H2O. Cheers to the water.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell by that teaser, we are going to do a quick little deep dive on one of my favorite horror films of all time, The Ring, which was released in 2002. And before we do that, before I even get into the synopsis, Reese, did you watch that in the theater, or was it one of the ones you saw outside?
I think it was a theater, man. I really any scary movie I try to see in the theater because I want that full experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't feel like you get that. I mean, you get that factor of something just made noise outside my house and now I'm scared. But at the theater, you get the sound, you get the whole environment. You know, everybody seeing what parts scare other people.
Yeah.
You know, and I like a scary movie in the theater.
Yeah, I'm about the same way. There's something. Movie theaters are always precious to me. I've said it before, but there is something extremely exciting about the energy in the room during a scary movie, and you being in there with a bunch of strangers having the same visceral reaction. Whether it's the ominous music kind of making you tighten up a little bit, or if you see the thing but the person on camera doesn't. You know, all of those things in a community setting such as a theater. Yeah, there's nothing like it. But we'll talk about all of that a little bit later. But yeah, like yourself, I definitely saw
Talking
The
to
Ring.
the screen.
Yeah. Oh, look now. That's the other thing. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be going to the most white theaters to watch scary movies because
that's what I was gonna say. Hey, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but I was gonna say it. I'm glad you said it, brother.
I gotta go to another side of town to watch those movies because I don't like nobody talking during my movie. Not a person. But but yeah, I definitely saw The Ring in the theater and was obsessed with it, and I've seen it so many times after the fact. But I was extremely blown away when I found out today, of all days, literally today, that it was inspired by real events, and that's what we're going to get into. So, before we do that, the rundown is very simple. The American version of The Ring came out in 2002. It came out specifically October 18th of 2002. So, if you're listening to this episode on that day, happy birthday to The Ring. That was literally 19 years ago.
And watch your back.
And watch your back. Don't watch no VHS tapes though.
Hey, no lie. Can I interject for a second?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
absolutely.
I know this. I actually bought a DVD player, VHS combo today off Marketplace.
Just because you got collections that you still need to watch.
I do, but I think can't you record VHS to DVD on those combos?
I don't know if unless it's a special kind, I don't know if you can go VHS to DVD.
I think the one that I got is special kind, but that's the reason why I did it, just because home videos are getting really old.
Yeah,
and I kind of want to get them a little closer to even though DVDs are pretty much out of
If it doesn't do that, reach out to Ty Brew in Asheboro. He definitely has a conversion system that he uses.
Hey, he's already got me one time, so
okay,
but,
got you. Shout out to Ty Brew.
But shout out to Ty Brew. But that kind of is kind of creepy that I actually bought a VHS tape today. I mean, I player today.
The coincidence is a little too uncomfortable for me, but
all right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so as we were speaking about those stats, domestically it capped out at about 129 million, which is really good for an American horror film. But it originally was a Japanese box office hit by the title of Ringu. And Ringu itself was based on a novel or a graphic novel. I'm not quite sure. I was getting different confirmations when doing the research. But it's a 7-book series in total that inspired both of these films. Now, here's where things get interesting, right? Because it's a book or a graphic novel doesn't necessarily mean it's true or false. But its main topic in the film, our antagonist, Samar, she is actually based on a real person or a collection of people, depending on which linear research you want to go with. Now, Reese, I sent you a YouTube video. Were you able to pick up on some of these interesting details about this young lady? What were you able to take away before we formally introduce her?
You might have to do this out. Right off the top of the dome. I can't call back. Mine are like more about the doctor and just the experiments and stuff that he was doing on.
I was
on
literally.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was going to say I was literally hoping you said that because there's not a lot of information on her, to be very honest.
Okay. My fault. Ask him again then.
No, you said exactly it. You said exactly how it was, because as I was trying to research her, I was as confused as you were. I was like, don't know where this is going, but we're going to find out. So here we have it. The main antagonist in the movie, the girl in the well, Samara, is actually based on a client that our doctor was doing research on. This doctor is assistant professor, or was an assistant professor of psychology at Tokyo University back in the early 1900s. He began to study what they were calling, or what is pronounced as Nishi, or Ninshi, if I'm saying that correctly. And the study of Ninshi is actually thoughtography. Now, Reese, before we started doing research for today's episode, had you heard of thoughtography?
No.
And to be clear, people, it's not thoughtography. Okay.
Hey, a lot of people practicing that thought. Hey, it ain't too much of. Hey,
it is not.
It's scary too.
Got it.
Yeah.
No,
trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. But all jokes aside, thoughtography is also called projected thermography, or psychic photography. It is literally the claim to have the ability to burn images from one's mind into a surface in a photographic form. So it's burning your thoughts into tangible images is what this ability is supposedly allowing you to do. Now, we'll get back to the ring in a second. But Reese, does that
Go ahead.
I was okay, all right.
So, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is how does one go about experimenting with this? And I'm not poking holes at the community. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. It's just literally my weird sense of humor thinking about someone sitting there and just like trying to transfer an image from their brain onto paper and what that actually looks like. It's got to look like you're constipated. I'm just wondering.
It's taking some. I feel like you concentrating, boy. You come in, you get snuck up on, boy. Hey, there ain't no lying what you were thinking, boy.
All right. So this is a great time to ask you this question, Reese. Do you believe in supernatural abilities, and I almost would say superhuman abilities?
Man, I don't know what I believe, honestly. I listen to everything, and I know I ain't got nothing. I ain't got it. But I've talked to people before. I've had coworkers that have talked to me where she felt like she had the ability to I don't know what you call like a medium almost, where you can just like if you put a lot of thought into a and I can't even explain it, you know what I'm saying, but just knowing where like
helping psychic powers, or being able to
almost
speak to other
almost like speak to missing persons.
Oh, okay.
Like like helping with like search and rescue of missing people. So I mean, it's really interesting, and some of the stuff that she had told me, and I had no reason to believe that she would lie to me. I mean, we had a friendship like that. I mean, and some of the coincidences that she has came up with, and without being told and stuff like that, was really, I want to say eerie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kind of, but I don't know. She wholeheartedly believed in it, and she's on TikTok and stuff like that, and does tarot cards and stuff, and I'll listen to it. And sometimes I feel like I can relate it back to my life or the situation I'm in now. So I feel like there's something out there, but I don't know if I want to wholeheartedly believe in it. Possibly that might be what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I always kind of say this: if I'm willing to believe in angels and devils, heaven and hell, then I'm willing to believe in everything in between. And with that, it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm going around seeking these things out, but I don't disrespect anyone that may be, quote unquote, as I call it, more sensitive than me. They have a different set of sensibilities than me. But yeah, psychics, people who can communicate with, quote unquote, the dead. I think there's some real sensitivities there that I don't have. But I also have had really strong deja vu before, where I can literally exist in a moment for the first time, but know what's going to happen next, or be able to even know what's going to get said next sometimes. And it freaks me out.
But I've had some weird deja vu moments where it never. I mean, this happened with people that I've never met before. And I don't know how your deja vu works, but my thing is like, if I'm one, I kind of get, it ain't lightheaded, but it's almost like a kind of a unreal moment. But then when I remember the image that I seen in my dream and I see it with my own eyes, it almost, my mind takes a screenshot and I see it for a second. And this is, I know this is another story, but in Germany one time, I lived in Germany for a couple years as a kid. I met cousins. My dad had him over at the house. Never met him before. And but for some reason, we're outside playing on the playground with cousins or whatever. And I swear that it was in Germany too. But maybe they were in the army. Their parents were in the army as well. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But one of the boy cousins we had went to throw a football over the swing set. We're out there throwing football, and as soon as he reared back to throw that football over the swing set, my mind took a screenshot of it, and it was him throwing that football, and it was like, I've seen this before, but I'd never seen him in my life before.
Wow.
And it's crazy, and that stood out to me as a kid, and yeah, I mean, it's wild, man. And I know people see stuff. My great grandmother, before she died, when she was younger, she had that illness that almost took her life in the hospital, and she remembers waking up one time in the hospital and seeing a black figure at the end of her bed.
Oof.
or feeling a black. She said like a black sheet being pulled over top of her, and oof. She seen that as death. God. But she didn't die then. Like, it didn't come all the way up, but she felt it coming up her body. And I mean, why would she lie?
I mean, who's gonna lie? Why would you lie about that? But
yeah.
Again, I think people have different sensibilities, and I think the closer you get to leaving your earthly shell, probably the more vulnerable you become to being able to peek into a different dimension or a different existence. So I don't know. It's weird, but so with that goes back to why I was tickled by the visual of how thyrography might get exercised, but I'm not laughing at the reality that some people may have this type of energy about them.
I think it's just the places that could happen and the imagery that you would see. You know what I'm saying? Like a middle school bathroom or something like that, or just a middle. I don't know. That's just. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and at that point, you literally could get in trouble for your thoughts. Ain't no
lie.
We're gonna go back to we suck at being creepy. All right. Getting back into the main topic here. So going back to this professor, his name, and oh good gosh, please forgive me, but his name is Dr. I'm gonna try it one louder. Here we go. Warm up the tongue.
Get you.
Okay, Dr. Tomokichi Fukura, I think I said it right. Fukura believed in the super.
You might want to beep that just to be safe. Just beep it to be safe, okay? I don't. We're working on syndication.
But he believed in the supernatural psychological abilities so much that he pretty much put his entire career on the line to explore this and prove it right. Sadly, he never fully got any finite evidence or any fine line evidence that allowed his studies to be accepted across the psychology community as facts or research worthy of its time. But what did start to happen towards the end of his research, as he continued to work with our main antagonist known as Samara in the Ring movie, people in the community would witness the exercises and the experiments that they would conduct together, and a lot of the skeptics became a lot less skeptical of this possible ability. Now, what I want to take a pause here and do is highlight the parallels between the movie and the actual research. So in the movie, the American film, they changed the little girl's name to Samar, and they made her a little girl. I think she was about 9 or 10 years old. In real life, the patient's name was, if I'm saying this correctly, here we go again, Sadako Takahashi. I
like those puzzles.
Yeah, I think it's Sadako, I think, Takahashi. Yeah. But she was believed to be clairvoyant and also possessed the ability to exercise thoughtography. Now, I couldn't find. Go ahead, Reese.
I'm sorry. I think the movie, like we're talking about the movie now, kind of the parallels. You can't go wrong with a creepy kid.
No, never.
Look, you think of how many creepy kids have been through the history of Children of the Corn. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole movie about them.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
North Carolina set piece. But as you mentioned earlier, Reese.
Yeah. But yeah, man, creepy kid. You never can go wrong with a creepy kid, man.
No, you can. So it's so much scarier when it's a kid, and the worst part is, kids' realities are quite often bending real reality because the kid's imagination is so vivid. You kind of aren't quite sure what is true or not, what they're actually seeing, and then what is just imagination. Like imaginary friends, that's creepy. Imaginary friends are always creepy.
What if kids are normal, but as you get older, you just give up on those? You just give up on those.
I think that's such a fun psychological theory to talk about. Maybe not in this particular episode, but in general, like it's kind of like that funny meme where it's like, what if Trix became balls when we became adults because it used to be in the shape of fruit?
Trix became what?
Trix cereal. Sorry, Trix cereal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know what you were talking about. I just wanted to put you on.
You remember Silly Rabbit Trix are for kids, and they used to be in the shape of fruit.
Yeah.
Now it's in the shape of like Cocoa Puffs, and when did that happen? Is it just that as adults we can't see the fruit shapes anymore?
No, it came when companies stopped giving a darn about the craft of what they did and stuff, and started cutting corners. That's what that was.
Is that true, brother, or is that what the man taught you with your adult lens, my brother? Think about it. It's all a conspiracy, my brother. But yeah, going back to the topic at hand here, I could not find any real details on what type of research and exercises the doctor and this Takahashi patient conducted together. The only thing that was repeated over and over again was the fact that the research involved really heavy breathing exercises and concentration exercises. I really wish I could see Reese's face right now.
I'm not saying nothing, brother. Hey, I'm just listening to this nice program. I don't be knowing.
But I can't do this with Reese today. But she was believed to possess the ability to burn her thoughts onto tangible materials, and that was one of the main commonalities between Sekiro and Samara from the film The Ring. In the film, Samara left deathly clues behind when she was burning images of trees onto, I think, her bedroom wall or the barn wall. It's been about 3 years since I've watched that movie. And
I need to watch it again, honestly.
I would be down to watch that again. That's what
I might do it. The kids have been. I don't know what it's rated, but I think it's good enough for kids to watch. I mean,
I think it's PG-13.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, if they can handle the ghost aspect of it, I think it's good. It's not gory and it's not sexual in a lot of ways. So
yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, can I pause it one more time? Because I know you.
Just do it, man. Get in there, man.
I know where this can go though. I know we can head through the woods somewhere, dog. But I know you a movie man.
Movie man.
But you know how they sell edited CDs, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they sell edited movies? They come on TV, but as a parent, if I wanted to watch a movie, but my kids are going to be there watching, why couldn't I go and buy or rent an edited version of a movie? And I know it would be tough. Is that what it is? Probably this money of the editing wouldn't be worth it on the back end?
Well, it to me, it always leads to money. I don't have the real answer to that, but my assumption is if they don't see a financial value in making a movie, if they make the movie for demographic A and then they need to re-edit it for demographic B and there's not a real financial value in that, they probably won't do it. That's why certain movies... Go ahead.
But my thing is they do it for TVs eventually. They do it for play to film, the TV.
But
so why not just do it?
Think about where those movies end up. Think about the target audience of those TV networks that make the TV for movie version of it.
And that's what I'm saying. But you would already have it done to sell to movie theaters or sell to movie TV stations or whatever like that when that time comes. But when it drops this Friday on DVD across the nation, let me get an edited and a real version. But you already have the edited version. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
We might be missing. They might be missing a market there. That's very true. They might be missing a whole market there. Because then, like slasher movies, right? What if you want to watch the slasher movie. You don't mind your kid seeing it, but your hesitation is you don't want your kid to see a boob or have all this like these sexual jokes penetrating their mind. That was really poor wording, but invading their mind before all these situations that end up in the news either way that they get exposed to through real life slashers and murderers. So yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
And that's the thing, like me and the kids. I mean, we'll on a Friday night. Amy, she usually never grabs the remote control, but on Friday night she likes to watch 2020. And usually 2020 ain't nothing about. She married an old man and killed him for his money. You know what I'm saying? Same difference. You
better watch Amy. You better watch Amy.
Hey, I ain't got no money, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. That's my biggest.
Let's get this barbecue thing going, baby.
Woman disposes man body on his own smoker.
In the news today, woman becomes instantly rich when husband, barbecue king of North Carolina, goes missing.
Oh man.
But okay, we got way off. You're right, we did it, and now we're coming back. But yeah, that's a very interesting concept. I don't know. Maybe when I sell one, I'll talk to studio and then making the same day parent cut, or we can call that the Reese cut. That's what that new coin could be right there.
Hey, so I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, getting back to the topic at hand here. So in that way, of course, Hollywood has its job. It has to make stories entertaining enough to fill up movie theaters. So obviously they took a lot of liberties. In these case studies, there is technology involved between the doctor and the lady client. There's photographs, and I think Dr. Fukure, if I'm saying his name right, published a book dealing with the topic of what is this thing called again? Thoughtography. What his finds were, what his research was, what the experiments may be. And I believe the name of that book is, I don't have it, but if you do Google the Fukure Institute of Psychology, the book is usually listed right beside that. And I think he goes into detail on how he went about conducting his research and what the findings were. But what is extremely fascinating to me is he is not, quote unquote, the father of this psychological ability. And there are other notable people who've made major noise trying to develop and experiment with this psychological ability, to the point where certain people have been able to create, whether it's a hoax or not, I'm not sure, but have been able to get images and burn them into things real time, according to people. But I couldn't find any real video evidence of that either. So with that, this film is loosely based in reality. Obviously, they took some entertainment value liberties coming up with the tape. That was not a real thing. But even in his research, they had photographs, muddy images. Even it was one photograph that really creeped me out. It was a picture of, I believe, the doctor. And the way the picture was snapped, it looked like a shadow figure was kind of standing behind him while they were doing his what looked like one of those book profile photographs. So I don't know. These people playing with stuff I ain't got the ability to see or do, and I'm not discrediting it, but it does creep me out. It really creeps me out.
It really was just creepy. That one woman sitting in front of the mirror, combing her hair and stuff.
Right.
Turned around, looked at the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, looked at you.
Oh, man. Completely unsettling. So, yeah, let's take a pause here. We kind of presented the facts. We kind of did a very quick overview of the facts. I will go back in and get the name of that book to be very, very clear. So if anyone has more interest in this, they could go do the research and hit us up on.
You talking about? Tell us what you talking about the real book or like the book that was written?
Excuse
like
me.
The sequel
I'm talking about
The Ring.
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Fukure's book on his studies and findings. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy like how scientists, man, like if you believe in something, you will waste. I mean, I can't even say waste because you believe in it. But you will spend your whole life trying to prove it. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. And just for nobody to believe in you.
Yeah, and not to even go too deep with it, but if you think about every part of our life, every part of our life is built on a system of beliefs and honoring that beliefs. Even something as tangible as the American dollar, that ain't nothing but fabricated paper with some images on it. But because we believe it has value and we build an economy around it, that thing is now something deemed valuable. You know, so.
And I mean, because stores could have been like, I ain't taking that. That's just paper. I only take my form of money is rocks shaped like ducks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that'd have been their money.
Even think about the new money, cryptocurrency. That's not even something you can hold in your hand, and it's more valuable than the USD right now. You know, because we built an economy around it.
Yeah, that's wild.
In a system around that.
That's a story. Hey, that's the episode. We need to find the crypto master.
Man,
we need a crypto master.
I've been looking, but yeah. So I want to do a quick little anecdote, and then we'll end up closing this episode out because we do have to go and record our bonus content. You know, for the Instagram page. Hopefully, you follow us so you can get the bonus content. But yeah. So going back to the actual movie itself, Reese.
Sorry.
No. We've talked about her, but I actually want to talk about the actual movie itself and my relationship with the movie. Did you feel any kind of way when they watched that full tape together in the movie? Were you like nervous that you're gonna get a phone call in 7 days? Did you not look at it like?
Man, it was just crazy. I mean, yeah, it's so weird. Like the images they pick, which that's what makes it like scary to me. You know what I'm saying? Not scary, but just like
eerie,
really creepy. Yeah. I mean, why you show me a horse eyeball for?
Yeah.
Up close, personal.
The horse eyeball was like the bird's eye view of the well. You know, like it was such a, It was such a weird short film within the movie.
Yeah.
But then, if you watch the movie enough times, you'll literally see each clip of that was a clue to the big reveal at the end. You know, like have you solved that case?
But I really need to go back and watch that.
I think you should. I would love to hear your kids' take on the story the first time they watch it. See if they can put it together, or do they have to rewatch it? Yeah. But yeah, I remember that movie, and I remember the opening scene of that movie with the two girls and in the house alone, and they get the phone call, and then I believe the daughter of the house or her friend, one of the friends had watched the film, the other one had not, and she's basically saying, you know, in 7 days, I'm supposed to die based off watching this movie or whatnot. And the friend's like, man, that's BS. Then weird stuff starts happening in the house, and the girl then comes back and says, okay, so when did you watch the movie? She was like, a week from today. And then, you know, we get right into the shenanigans right then and there. I was like, that's one of the best opening scenes to a scary movie I can recall in recent history. Right then and there, it sucks you in so well, and it's so creepy.
You know, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's just because I'm an adult, but scary movies don't seem as scary as they once were as a child. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what makes a good scary movie. Because back when our day, with the Freddy Cougars and stuff, that was more of the gore. Yeah. Or just thinking somebody was after you. Yeah. But like the newer movies are more psychological. You know what I'm saying? More, I don't know. There's not really a scary person. It's just like you can't escape something almost.
Yeah, I think the older you get, your likes and dislikes, your goals and your fears all change. You know, as a father, my biggest fear is not being able to protect my family at this point, right? To not be able to provide and not be able to protect. That is my biggest fear as an adult right now. But I didn't have that fear when I was 17, you know? But yeah, even today, like, man, send me a monster, send me a werewolf, send me a vampire, whatever. Like, we'll find a way to kill it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you
can't. I got. Good.
I mean, but how do you like ghosts and demons and stuff? That still gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, how am I gonna kill you if you can come and go as you please and I can't? And you can get in and possess people and I can't do nothing about that. That still creeps me out, man. I don't know. That still makes me uncomfortable. But on that note, we'll save the rest of that conversation for our bonus content because actually, maybe we should get into the bonus content real quick, huh?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we transition over to the bonus content, I just wanted to say that this was our first installment of attempting to have a creepy episode about the real life inspiration for the American and Japanese box office hit The Ring. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did or if you didn't, let us know. If you have more research and more details on this, let us know. And you can always communicate with us on our Instagram, which is at I Don't Be Knowing. We're also pretty active on Facebook in the AC Unit fan page. And if nothing else, you can always look us up and hit us up in our emails as well. I really don't check those a lot. I'm just being honest. But Reese, we're talking about movies and reactions to them. That brings me to my bonus content question for you. First and foremost, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen? Like when you hear horror, be it your visceral reaction as a kid or even as an adult, what is the scariest movie you've seen? Wait. My bad. Actually, we can't even talk about that because that is for the bonus content. So with that being said,
I'm kind of scared right now too. I don't really want to talk about it. So thank you for that, Alex.
There you go. I've made you uncomfortable. I've done my job. But if you are interested in knowing what Reese's scariest movie experience has been, as well as mine, or if you want to know the second question within the bonus content, make sure you follow our IG, and you'll definitely find it there. We will post it on the same day that this video is released. But as far as this episode is concerned, we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Remember, you all, you got to subscribe, got to follow, and you need to share our content. We're trying to grow this thing out, and we absolutely can't do it without you. And in addition to that, make sure you come back for next week because we're going home. We're going to North Carolina, and we're going to bring you some of the creepiest folklore that our state has to offer. But until then, it's been real. I've been Trox.
It's been your boy Reese.
And we'll catch y'all next episode. Let's be friends, people.
Let's be friends, especially in this season, man. It's scary.
Especially in this season. Ooh, it's scary. I love this season. Today's articles and research content include articles from the Fukura Institute of Psychology journals, also the McDonald and Parks Production Studios, The Guardian, HorrorObserve.com, YouTube, and a YouTuber by the name of Aki Dearest, and obviously we did a little Wikipedia because, you can't just exclude all the juice on Wikipedia. But with that being said, we'll catch y'all next episode. I'm out.
Peace.